Imagine a world where there's a network of girls from developing and developed countries working together to achieve their dreams. I would create this by setting up a co-mentorship program between these girls in these countries, ages 14 to 22, and I would call it the Dorcas Empowerment. This is Dorcas. I met her in Koboko, Uganda while I was on a missions trip working with orphans due to the AIDS crisis. She's a third grade girl and lives an average life there, but our lives are very different. In these pictures, you can see this is where she gets her water, and then here's a latrine that she is able to use at the aid base where I worked and also at her school. Whenever she wakes up every morning, she walks a mile to go get water for her family, and then she goes to school. When she came to meet us, she was wearing her best clothes because she was so excited to meet people from America. But these clothes weren't even I wouldn't even give them to Goodwill. They were not that nice, but she was so excited and wanted to show them off. And I was able to visit a local church, which was considered a very nice place to meet at, and it was made out of mud brick walls. It had mud pews and paper decorations, and they didn't even have enough money to afford a priest. When I was in her lifestyle, my heart broke for her, and I was so ready to show her my faith and teach her my language, and my team had brought shoes to give to these kids so that they would have a safe way of traveling. And I was so excited just to give her what I knew, but I was shocked whenever I realized that she had so much to teach me. She was one of the most compassionate people I've ever met. You couldn't tell who her family was or who she was just friends with because she was loving on everybody and that close with everyone. She taught me to be grateful for everything that I have, not just all the nice things like clean water and being able to live in an air-conditioned house, but also for relationships and for my family. But she's not the only person I learned from in Uganda. This is Sally. She worked at the aid base that I was working at, and she gave out most health care. Whenever we washed the kids' feet, she would clean out their cuts and pull out worms. She gave out malaria medication. She would sit there and clean out a kid's cut while they were screaming and crying and kicking at her, and she kept doing it though because she knew that's what they needed. She was also able to deny care to people who weren't in the atmosphere that she could care for. She was given things only to care for orphans, and many people would come to her and just beg her for medication, but she had the strength to be able to say that she could only give stuff to orphans. This is Tom. He was an amazing musician. He inspired me so much with his music. He had 3 songs recorded on Ugandan radio, but he chose to spend his time with this little orphan choir and just showing them love and compassion. I also had the experience of getting to build while I was there. I'm not a great builder. I can't really hammer at all. But I built this roof with my team, and we were taught how to build while we were there by a man named Dennis, and he taught me that you just have to keep trying even when you're not the best at it, even when you think it doesn't look very good or it's not going to work. You just keep going, and eventually you can get it done. I had the amazing experience of visiting a women's shelter in Uganda. These women were rebel fighters in the bush there, and they made an agreement with the new Ugandan government that they would keep peace if they were given a place to live. And these women worked together. They farmed and they did crafts together, and even when some of them weren't able to contribute or had different needs, they would still support each other through this fellowship, and that was just amazing to see and to learn about. I learned so much while I was there from so many different people, and the people that I met were so willing to learn things from me as well. And I just would love to be able to share this experience with my friends and my peers, and with Dorcas's friends and her peers. So not only would I want to set up a friendship that would be so priceless, but also a way of networking and a way to give advice so that if Dorcas wants to start a business and she doesn't know how to do it or doesn't have something that she needs, I could find someone in America who would be able to donate something to her or, loan her money so that she could start this business. Or if I wanted to start some kind of craft exchange with African crafts, she could send me the things that I would need. I would set this up with an interview process, and then I would pair these girls according to their interests and their ages, and then hopefully go through some kind of existing communication type thing, either writing letters or some internet program. These girls have so much to learn and also so much to teach you. It's not what I can do for you, but what we can do together. Please follow my blog. I just set it up. And also I have an email if you're interested in any way, any advice you can give me or any way you think you can help. That would be awesome.
Great, thank you. Could you tell me a little bit more about what you'd like to do for your project? So is it going to be a website, or how will you have these people talk to each other or communicate?
Well, right now, I don't really know how I would set up an internet program there, but so basically like through letters, and then also if we could get to a place where they have computers there and we have computers here, or another location where they would have computers, that would be awesome.
Well, it sounds like that was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And you had quite a variety of things that you did there. Do you have an idea of what types of an organization that you might want to meet with to try to learn from them or get an experience?
Well, I recently met with Nicole Miner and the Pangea Network, and that would be awesome, just maybe mirroring something like they're doing or any other organizations. I'd love to have any advice.
Great. And Nicole is actually going to be speaking later on. She's one of our speakers. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, and I have my artifact that I totally forgot to mention.
Oh.
This is a letter that I got from Dorcas. She gave it to me before I left, and it just shows how much she is caring and the friendship that we have. And she said, I love you, Erin. Pray for me on Monday. I have exams. When you get back, keep praying for me, and remember to come back to Uganda. And then she signed it, and it's really awesome.
Wow. Great. Thank you.